Alright, so as I mentioned with my unboxing video that we took a look at a couple of weeks ago, comparing the Mavic Pro 2 with the Mavic 3 Classic, this is just my experience only, and I just wanted to give people out there who are possibly taking a look at either one of these devices a bit of a look at what they are like in a first glance, and also with setting them up as well. So what I'm going to do today is just take a look at a hypothetical setup and what you're doing if you're taking it out for a first flight. So what I'm going to do is I'll just set aside the 3 Classic for the moment here and take a look at the steps you needed to set up the Mavic Pro 2. Now, granted, here I have a couple of different protective covers on the Mavic Pro 2, but if you are to store this in a bag, it's probably a handy thing to actually have these things in place. So one of the things personally I'm not going to miss is having to undo these little protectors, which has been a little bit of a pain in the butt before setting the drone up. So that's the drone set. And the controller, which has been the biggest pain in the butt for me. You can store these sticks on the back underneath here, in the slots that are here, but I choose to have them on just the way I like it. But what you need to do to set up the Mavic Pro 2 is fold these arms out, get your screen in place. There's an iPad mini. Plug in your USB. Plug in your USB. So what you need to do to turn the unit on is turn the controller on, turn the iPad on, go on to the DJI app in the iPad, wait for that to boot up, then you're connected, which isn't so bad, but it does take a little while. So just to set that aside for the moment. And now we've got the Classic. So just comparing the two in terms of unpacking the drone itself. Now with this new protective sleeve, it's off and it's done. So for me, it's so much better and so much nicer being able to set the drone up in like 3 seconds now. What you can do is get a protective cover similar to what I had on the Mavic Pro 2 to put on this, but I haven't got one as yet. But similarly to the Pro 2, as we mentioned in the unboxing, your sticks are there. I won't turn them on right, I won't put them on right now, but and all you need to do is just turn the controller on and you're in business. So unlike with the Mavic Pro 2, cables, annoyance, bit of a pain in the butt. It's a little bit of difference compared to the Mavic Pro 2, but it's one of the things that I'm definitely looking forward to, is being able to just switch the device on and it's ready to go, rather than taking out your iPad screen, making sure you've got all your cables, which has been a real pain. So just a few things to direct compare between the two units. Maps, you can just select on your map now and you'll notice that there's a small screen for your flight screen in the bottom left hand side, which is quite handy. And you can just pinch to zoom. This is a connection via Wi-Fi that I have right now because I'm at home. But it's pretty easy to do it and to switch back. It's just a click back on the flight screen, which is really, really handy. So just in a direct comparison with the Mavic Pro 2 controller, it's quite similar. Select on the map, pinch to zoom, and your flight screen is in the bottom right hand side again. So that's a couple of things just to begin with. One of the things that you will notice though is the screen on the Mavic Pro 2, which is in the app that we're flying with now. It's so much more populated and it can be a little confusing, a little annoying. Granted, some of this distance markers, whatnot, I have set manually. Also my peaks here. But you've got so much information that sits on the screen and it's a little bit annoying and a little bit distracting. But in direct comparison with the new app on the new device, it's a lot cleaner and you've got a lot better information that's sitting close at hand. Battery indicators, for example, just has a little on-screen marker there. That will only show up as what it is for flight details when you actually have the drone up in the air, which I don't have right now, it's on the ground. And I guess the big takeaway from this is really that the new interface speaks to you in terms of what your flight time is, because that's all you really care about. And the older interface, while it's great to know information about the aircraft battery, it's only settings that you're really ferreting around with every now and again, and you don't need to know them all the time. I would much rather have information when I click on my battery that tells me about how much flight time I have. And I do have it here, but I only have flight time and that's it. Whereas with the new device and the new interface, I've got return to home until forced landing and until battery's depleted as well. So it's much, much easier to look at and a lot cleaner of an interface to look at as well. Another one of the things that is very helpful and I'm really enjoying about the new interface as well is just being able to tap on the side here and switch modes really, really quickly. So you can instantly switch to photo mode very quickly. Switch to video mode as standard very quickly. Switch to slow motion, and also the new night mode, which is included with the new Classic, which the Mavic Pro 2 does not have. In terms of accessing your data for fine-tuning, auto modes, manual modes, etc., it's all quite similar, except for on the Mavic Pro 2 and the DJI Fly app, you access your settings from the side of the drone. Here, it all looks quite similar, so there's not a huge difference there. You've got your settings, they're all in a very similar position. So all you need to do on the 3 Classic is just to select any of the details down the bottom there, and that will bring up your fine-tune settings. And as we saw with the fine-tune settings there, it's very similar. Adjustments there. You can also very easily now change modes, which is something that is a really big selling point again for myself. You'll see down in the bottom corner here, I'm currently in Pro mode. All you need to do is just click on there and automatically you're in auto mode again. You do still have access to change settings in Pro mode and auto mode here. You'll see I'm scrolling across and changing my frames per second. But as I said before, all of it's available now on the main screen and really, really easy to access, and so much easier to access. Just makes flying so much better and so much faster. For myself personally, I've got to pull over really quickly, get the drone up, and I want to be able to shoot in a hurry. And you know, you want to get that shot, so it's much easier to be able to do it with easier settings, and still have versatility in what you want to change on the unit as well. So here you can still change your white balances, your storage location, your colouring from D-Log to HLG to whatever. And you've also got further settings there for ISO and all the rest of it as well.